South Africa has a population of about 60 million people. Of these 60 million people, 30 million of them are on one or other social grant. Social grant is the money that you get from SASSA, which is part of our entire social welfare system in South Africa for people that don't have money, people that are not working, people that are poor and struggling. If you break down the 30 million grant recipients, you realize that 10 million of them have popped up in the last 2-3 years in the Social Relief for Distress grant, which is basically a grant that was given under COVID lockdown of 350 Rand. Outside of that, there's about 13 million children that receive a grant in this country, in the child support grant, or maybe foster care or some other. And that one ranges from about 480 Rand per month to about 2,000 Rand per month. We've got old people who also get a grant, the old age grant, and that one is about 2,000 Rand. The disability grant is also about 2,000 Rand. In the old age and the disability, you get about 1 million people in each of those categories. You also have refugees and asylum seekers and other people that also get grants between 350 Rand to about 2,000 Rand in this country. And those are about 300,000 people. All in all, you're looking at about 30 million people, or half of the population, that is receiving one or other grant. What is also interesting with the childcare grant is the fact that 13 million children receive it, of which there are 19 million children under the age of 18. So about 68% of all children in South Africa receive a grant. If you look at our public schooling system, 67% of all our schools are free. They are called no-fee schools. And that the majority of them, children are fed as well through a feeding scheme. South Africa has actually become a social welfare state where half of the population is not contributing anything, but is just sucking from the state. 30 million people are receiving a grant. Where is this money coming from? It comes from various revenue streams, the biggest one being the tax base, some of it being from loans, international loans and local loans, some of it being from some of the state-owned enterprises that make a profit for government. When you look at the taxpayer base, we have about 5.2 million taxpayers in South Africa. Of those, 3.4 million of those are paying 92% of the tax. So about 3 million people are paying tax, and that tax is taking care of 30 million people. So for people that are always saying, I don't think I can afford children, etc., there's a chance that if you're a decent taxpayer, you're one of the 3.4 million, and that means you are funding 4 children in this country that cannot afford their own lives. And that's not just in the grants themselves, but that's also in the no-fee schools, that's in the free healthcare, and that's in other social welfare benefits that they get. Something for you to think of in this country. 3.4 million taxpayers paying 92% of the tax for 30 million grant recipients, and that's outside of general social welfare, which includes free healthcare, free schooling, NSFAS, paying for your politicians, of which government's budget for government employees is 40%, the police, the teachers, the roads which have potholes, etc., and everything else that is happening in this country. 3.4 million hardworking people that are running this entire country. Paying you all the black pen.